Welcome everybody to the Chess Lab, welcome to Repertoire Mastery episode 8. In this series I play 15 plus 10 games only chess, and after every game I go check my repertoire, which is constituted by 3 courses, and if the moves I play in the games are according to the repertoire, I draw a green tick in a spreadsheet that I've created. If instead the moves are outside of the repertoire, I draw a red X or a red cross. And my goal is to reach 100 games in this repertoire with green ticks. Okay, now let's focus on the game. My opponent plays e4, I play c5, the Sicilian, knight f3, knight to c6, and now they play c3. This is the Alapin or delayed Alapin. I've studied a full course on the Accelerated Dragon, which covers also the Alapin and the delayed Alapin. However, the chapter about the Alapin and the delayed Alapin, which of course covers these lines, I haven't memorized it because I first look at the chapter to see what's going on. I read all the lines, all the comments of the Grandmaster. The course is made by Benjamin Bock, very new release on Chessable. If you want to check it out, go on Chessable and check it out. But again, I am not. I wait to memorize things. Now, even though I'm saying this, as you can see, I'm blitzing out moves, is because those moves here, I know them. I know them quite a bit. Now, here already is not clear to me what I am supposed to play, whether I'm playing d6 or d5. It should transpose because I have Ganguly's scores from the Alapin, from the white side. Okay, I have Ganguly's scores, and I know that the main suggestion after you play d6 or d5 is in both cases to take en passant or to take directly. Also, from the white perspective, let's try to make this thought experiment. This is preparation logic. If you're somebody that wants to prepare better for games or against opponents, like think about it. Like if you play d6 and they take, that's a whole preparation. If you play d5 and they don't take, that's a whole other preparation that they have to do. So after d6, they're probably going to take. However, I'm not sure what to do. I think d6 is the move. We'll see. At any rate, after taking, I'm going to take with the queen. That's the repertoire. I like this line because there is no e6, because I will just take with the bishop. So here we go, and as you can see, I have some pieces developed. It's not insane, but it's better than nothing. Now the line goes bishop g4, and I kind of know up until here. This pawn makes it annoying for them to play d4 without giving me the pawn. And okay, so they play queen to e2. Now the move queen to e2, I'm not sure I've ever seen it, is definitely an interesting move. Keeps the knight pinned though. Knight e5 here doesn't work because they just take and there are no in-between moves or anything fancy like that. Here I have a couple of possibilities, of course. One possibility is to just long castle. This is very much in line with the concept behind this line suggestion by Bock. So absolutely long castling is a possibility. But also g6 is a possibility because my plan is to go bishop g7 to look at this square, so knight e5 becomes available. I don't like this concept though for a couple of reasons. First of all, it's not in line with Bock's concept, and so it will go a little bit outside of the scope of my pre-intended repertoire, which is something that you don't want to do if you're trying to build consistency in your games. And also after g6, h3, all of a sudden I cannot play bishop h5 because there would be g4 trapping the bishop. And of course they can play h3, g4 even now, but that would be different because the bishop is not trapped. I'm trading arguably their best piece. I'm opening up the h file. If they take, if they don't take, they have to lose tempi. And they have tremendous weakenings. Whereas if I play g6 again after h3, if I go here, they win a piece. So that's fine, and they keep their strong bishop. So these things to consider. So perhaps I'm just gonna long castle. It looks a little bit scary because the queen is looking at this pawn and whatnot. But on the other hand, is a position, is a game. Another possibility is to play e6. E6 is also very much in line with Bach's concept, but also there are positions with I can't remember, perhaps f6, g5 even, like there are some crazy lines. I'm just gonna long castle. I do this for a couple of reasons. First of all is, I mean, I don't think it's a blunder, and I saw this move in many different similar lines. This is recommended also by Fressinet in his phenomenal course on the Sveshnikov. There are multiple chapters actually covering the Alapin, and the delayed Alapin, this is how, which would be c3 after first playing knight f3, this is how Bach called it, but Fressinet actually considered that the main line of the Alapin. And the move order, okay, you first can start with c3, but you know, that's absolute main line of the Alapin. With a move order or the other doesn't really matter. Now, this line is topical and typical both, and so, you know, the second reason I play this move, rather than the fact that is a move that I think cannot be a mistake in this position, is also because this is the typical idea once again in this line. I've said it a trillion times, but let's go on. And so even if I lose this game, even if this is a mistake in this specific position, I'll learn tremendously. So you always you need to differentiate when you play for points, and so you try every little edge you can have against your opponent, perhaps over the board, classical time format. That's the way I go, right? However, when you're playing online and you are training, understand that you are training, so take some risks if this means you are going to learn more. And again, the only argument against this concept for a rational person in general, not just a player, would be, well, but what if you lose? But the counter argument is you are training, so losing is literally irrelevant. It just doesn't matter. So, and I'm eating some biscuits. Bon appetit if you also eat. Yeah, this is typical moves. And this is where it gets crazy, okay? So, if they take, I take, they take, I take, they take, and all of a sudden their pawn structure is compromised. However, I'm not so sure about this whole thing, you know. I'm not liking this position too much all of a sudden. I feel like there are some typical moves in this position that I should know. Perhaps bishop takes first is important, because usually you want to play a6. That's what you want to do usually. But here the pawn falls, you take, they take, you take here, they take here. And you don't have this move because the king spins. So perhaps the move king b8 is a move. And if they take, you take, they take, you take, they take, you go here. And that's perhaps a possibility. But they go here, let's say. Oh, but then you would go here. If they take, there are some crazy... they can't because I fork them. It's an interesting possibility. It's actually a very interesting possibility now that I think about it. But they can also go knight to b5. That would be quite annoying, quite frankly. Quite annoying, quite frankly. But I can also go queen e6, if anything, in that circumstance, right? And if they do anything silly, I'm just gonna trade their queens and play 4 e5. And also e5 is a typical move. Now I'm finally remembering something about life. That's not bad. But let me just play king b8. It feels like an interesting move, and it could be a blunder, but again, we are gonna learn. I'm against a 2387, so it's a situation where if you blunder, it's over. But queen e2 is a new move. And if you don't have experience in this type of positions, like I don't, I have zero experience, that's also why I'm taking so much time. I don't worry even if I lose on time. Yeah, I'm training. You know, it's tough to find moves if you experience a novelty. A novelty from your point of view, obviously. I'm actually facing one of the highest rated opponents that I've ever faced here on Lichess. 2387 is actually a very high rating, so it's nice, I'm very happy. The stronger they are, the better it is. Because you learn the most. Like this guy here notices how played the critical line, right? Okay. So now what to do? Again, is not so clear. Now, I guess they're really frightening the pawn. So perhaps I take. They take with the a pawn, and then I go with e5. I think I'm gonna go for that. There is also the possibility for them to take with the bishop, hitting this pawn. But I'll be honest, I'm not too big of a fan of that. Of that concept in general. Because I go here, they take. I have moves like these, which are very nasty. I mean, yeah, I don't particularly. And then just taking here with tempo and coming here, and then e4 comes, it really feels dubious, so I'm just gonna take. If they take with a bishop. Perhaps it's a move, but I don't know. Now here is very important. Again, e5 is always a critical move in these positions. After e5 I have to look out for knight to b5, but notice how now the dark squares are also a little bit covered, and it's important for me to prevent d4, or at least making it less appealing. So let's go with e5, could be a blunder, but I mean if they take I win their queen, so I don't think that's bad. There are some lines where I'm threatening f5 and e4. And after f5, if they play h3, after bishop to h5, they don't have g4 because I just take it. And then they can claim they have some absolutely ridiculous line, but I'm not a fan of those things for white at all. Like, they just open their king side for virtually no reasons. So I like the way I'm playing because I managed to remember some topical ideas, and it's funny because I'm remembering these more from Fressinet course, which I started like months ago, perhaps even last year, don't remember. Yeah, probably actually, yeah, that's crazy. Maybe, I'm not sure. Again, I can't remember. More from Fressinet courses than from everything else. And again, yeah, here we go. Interesting move. Pressuring this. attacking the queen, obviously. My first idea was to just go here. Then I guess their plan is to go here. Okay. So maybe I want to go here. And if they go here, I hit them. If they take, I take. If they take, I win a queen. They win mine, but I get a little bit too many pawns. Going here is not ideal, in my opinion, because of this. I could be wrong. And after I take, not like this, that's illegal. They take like this, I push, they take. Then I go here, though. Things start to be a little bit not clear at all. So I kind of want to go here. Knight here, I don't think it works because I just take. Wait, I could also try to go here. But yeah, no, I can actually try to go here, and I'm also perhaps preparing this move, but then there is rook e1, which is annoying. Well, rook e1 is probably annoying no matter what. I could also try to take first. If they take, I take. And this, there is this. So I can take, they take, I go here, that will be a fork. But then they just go back, it's not clear what I've achieved. This is a very annoying move, perhaps I shouldn't have allowed it, but... Let me just play my natural moves. Okay, after I go here, this move is annoying though, because if I go here, they take, and after I take, they take here. That's very annoying. Okay, that's something. But after I go here and they go here, I can go here. And the point is something like this. To attack the queen, then perhaps the queen goes here. Things get very scary. Very, very, very scary. That's a tough position for sure. Can I go queen to c5? Queen c5, bishop a3, I don't like. It's a tough position, it's a tough position. What about going here? What didn't I like about this? Bishop here, probably. Okay. But now there is this. This. It's very difficult, I know I'm wasting so much time. So I go here perhaps, right? But again they go here. Perhaps going here is the best then. But I'm not sure. Queen here, what's the problem? Bishop here, knight here, c5. Knight here, queen here. The bishop here, let's say. And if they take with a pawn, they're in massive trouble. Okay, so I found it. So queen here. It could be wrong, by the way. I'm just speculating. But let's go for it. And of course, you know, my opponent is playing all typical moves. I know that he's technically playing like taking his time because he's also in apparently a new position for him as well. But every move he's playing is very typical. Nothing that he's doing is like weird. Like knight a3 is typical, b3 is typical, taking with the a pawn is typical, knight b5 is typical. He played all typical moves. And of course there could be tactics that I'm missing, but maybe not. There is a defensive idea I've identified, but it could actually not work. There is also the simple idea of playing bishop c5. If I can get bishop c5 without no problems, it can be good. So I have a feeling c4 is really needed. And then things just go crazy. c4 knight f4 is... Both of my knights are in the green square. If I can draw arrows. Sorry if I haven't commented, but I'm thinking deeply, I'm eating biscuits. I feel like I'm worst though. My opponent's thinking very deeply as well because okay, completely missed that move. Don't even know what this is. He's threatening my knight. Now, if I go here, what is he gonna do? Does he go back? I repeat. However, what if he doesn't go back? He can't win tempi as far as I can tell. He can't switch over, can't go here, can't go here, can't go here. I think I'm just gonna go back. If I'm missing something catastrophic, guys, I'm sorry, but I can't see it. His queen's almost trapped, he has to go, literally go back. But now I go back as well. Okay, so we repeated position once. And I don't think my opponent wants to repeat. I think he's gonna play a new move now. For me, it's also taking time. And again, if it ends with a draw, I'm gonna check with the engine what he thinks. I'm gonna see some tactical patterns and move on to the next game. I'm very happy with the draw. Also, he's higher rated, so I take like 3 points or something. But that's, of course, irrelevant. But, you know, he's better than -3. And, yeah, but I don't think he's gonna repeat. But the fact that Queen C4 is a move that he really likes after a long time of thinking, and he can't play it, unless he wants to allow the draw, but I don't think he wants. then I don't know. And it's difficult to play chess because now we are all biased, right? Because he's the higher rated opponent, so he thinks he has an advantage. I think he has an advantage as well, slight, and potentially catastrophic if I make a mistake. But maybe this is not true. Maybe it's 0-0. Like, maybe it's actually 0-0, and if he tries to push for something, he gets punished for it. Like, I can't properly evaluate this position. I should be in a very long game and think for like 3 days. I saw this move. But I thought that was not too brilliant. So first of all, why not taking? Right? Why not taking? Why not this? And why not something else? And why not a6? So after a6, they can of course like take here, for example. But then I take here, and things get bad for him, in my opinion. If they go here, I have this, and things get just crazy. But after a6, again, if they just move, let's say, I just win this guy with tempo. So I will say that if I do this, they have to take. Then I take, and their knight's hanging. They may play c4. But then look at this, I have this move. Then they have this move. No, because I'm looking at it. Wow. So they have to take here, then I take with the rook to save it. Then they can do this, and then I can take, and they go here with the knight. But guess what? Then I can just go back, and everything's guarded. And I'm fine. And I think I'm up like a pawn, and I have the dark squares as well. So I think I can go for it, but again, after this I also have to check this. Very nasty, but then I go here. And things go crazy at this point, because now they get access to the square, but not really. But also yes, but also not really. No, but okay, this has to be good for me, perhaps, no? The bishop here maybe a bit, but then I just check them, take, and the knight's in. I'm gonna go with it. It could be a blunder, guys. It could be, absolutely could be a blunder. There is also this, which I haven't checked, and probably this, but then things get just blown out of my mind. I'm out of my mind, I'm out of my mind, I'm out of my mind. Sorry if you have to hear my blackboard screeching voice, but... This is a pretty cool cup with those animals that I can't tell you what they are. Reindeer, perhaps? Reindeer. It's a very Christmas cup, but I use it throughout the whole year. It's one of my favorites. Are you telling me that he missed a6? That's unusual. Missing a6 is unusual, guys. Missing a6 is unusual. Okay, and here I have to speed up, and I may lose on time, but so happen to be life. Life could be dream, do-do-do-do-do-da-dee-dee-da-da-dee. I just noticed that after this and this there is this, but luckily I have this, because that would be a fork. I have this, they have to take, and then I just take their knight. And when tactics flow in your favor by chance, apparently, right, it's an extremely good sign. It's perhaps the greatest sign in chess. If you realize that you missed a move in your calculation, you check it, and it works very well for you anyways. That means tactics are working in your favor. Sometimes you hear this sentence by commentators and grandmasters, but even not grandmasters, and that's what it means. And that's an extremely good sign. Oh no, I missed this move. Wait. Oh, I'm still fine. That's awesome. That's fantastic. And it doesn't happen like necessarily always. Sometimes it's like there are moves that you can't help, but you can't escape them. But when it happens, it's just great. And of course, there are always those moves that tells you, wake up to reality, and you're like, no, I'm lost, okay, GG. It happens, it's chess. So let's enjoy the good moments, you know. To give you an example, exactly like f4, like what do I do after f4? I have no idea. F4 is just great for them. And I don't know what to do. However, I can go here, for example. I can go here, and the knight's still hanging, and I'm threatening this. So what's their idea here? Well, perhaps their idea is to go here, but then I take, they have to take, I take back, they take me, I go here, and they check me here, but then I go here. Things get crazy here, huh? They really do get crazy. So let's go here. If anything, hopefully, maybe, I'm not really sure, potentially, I'm not getting checkmated. Perhaps, I'm not sure. It could be. But again, I could just get checkmated, you know? Also because they can try to play on my time, which is a risky strategy, but is a really complex position. I'm really low on time, and I could just lose straight up out of the gates. Straight up out of the gates. And yeah, let's see. Their knight's hanging. That's something I can see. Something even I can see. Their knight's hanging. That's something I can see. Okay. Sometimes I'm a silly hat, guys. Don't mind me. Sometimes I just turn into a silly hat, really. What are you gonna do? Okay, they do this move, but we discussed this, right? We elaborated on this absolute shenanigan of a move. We were ready for it, maybe. And I feel like my king is naked, but somehow I don't see it. Like I don't see the kill. I just don't see the kill. It's probably there somewhere, but I don't see it. And maybe they can just go into that endgame that I mentioned, where they just win a bunch of material, but I don't know. Maybe. What do you know? This is where I get checkmate. This is where it ends. This is where it ends. This is where it ends. Yeah, guys, I'm sorry, but I think this game is gonna end very badly, very violently as well. Like, I'm really sorry, but that's just the prediction. That's just the prediction. I don't make the rules. And I really have to move. So first of all, I think that getting rid of this knight is crucial. Maybe I'm crazy. A check, I just move, and their queen's hanging. They don't have queen h5. Okay, they have to take. That's first thing first. Okay, so now I finally get my bishop on an open position, defending the rook as well, and keeping some squares under control, which is not the worst thing ever. Queen a5, I know, but I just go to c7. More concerning is this crazy c takes b5. And perhaps I should have taken b4. But I don't know, I don't want to open those lines. At the same time, I don't want their pawn to go to b6. But after I go here... Oh, I'm screwed. Oh, I'm screwed. Oh, I'm actually screwed, unfortunately. I'm actually screwed because... Sorry, I have to calculate very, very, very severely now. I think I'm forced to play this. I think I'm forced to play this. And I may just get mated. But maybe not. A very severe situation. Ever out of the door, I won't stay away. Yeah, this is just a catastrophic... The problem is this pawn. Okay, they play this, but I'm not convinced by that. Okay, I take while defending the knight. The knight's still defended, so... Okay, now I move my queen, keep the defense of the knight, and looking at this pawn, and looking at this pawn, so perhaps now knight takes b5 is a possibility. If they move this rook, I may play f5, hoping, praying for e4. If they defend like this, I may just go here. It's now this is a position where you know, I may just happen to have equalized. The problem is that the position is still ridiculously difficult, like unbelievably difficult. They're gonna probably move a rook on the c file, but then I can move my own rook on the c file. Yeah, I probably have to do that, but that could be a blunder, obviously. They do that. What do I do? Do I go here? What's the point? Oh, they're attacking this guy. Okay, let's save it. Let's save it while threatening e4. I mean, my ideas may not be brilliant, but at least they are ideas. If they push, I push, and their bishop's still stuck. My point is not to like, oh, let's attack a bishop. I don't care about that. If there's something I don't care, is that. All I care is that I don't get mated. That's all I'm caring right now. There are some infiltrational moves, but they are very strong as well. Okay, they go here. They go here. Okay, for the time being, I just defend my pawn, which was under attack. I'm down on time, so I don't see the point of this bishop being here, rather than, again, attacking a pawn for a second. I really don't. I just don't see it. They go there. So if I go here, they check me here. So let's perhaps try to, like, build something out of thin air, because... Okay, they are trying to get to this pawn, which is the most annoying thing ever. However, now I can take. Try to go here. Now this is defended. If they go here, I go here, basically instantly. This queen's still defending the knight, so even weird sacrifices, I don't think they're available. I'm threatening a bishop. But the position is not difficult, it's just catastrophically almost unbearable. b6 is a strong move, but then I have rook takes, perhaps. Rook takes crazy. Because if I play queen back, then queen takes e6 is annoying. Okay, I almost got a heart attack. I thought I could win their piece. What do I play? This is a crucial moment. No, I can't do that. What the I blundered the game. I blundered the game. Yeah, this is what happened. This is what happened when you're low on time. GG. 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 A little bit anticlimactic, but it happens. Sorry, guys, I let you down. I lost this one. But GG. This is so silly. How can I lose like this? But this is what happens when you're under pressure for a long time. I have a long way to go to study those Alapin middle game positions. But this was very instructive, of course. And 2387, as you can see, there is a little bit of a ceiling. But I would say the difference between me and this guy is not like monumental. Considering that he went into something that he's familiar with, and I'm not at all, yeah, I was even doing fine. I managed to survive, but of course he was winning at some point. But yeah, I was even doing well. The problem is, again, I just collapsed under the pressure. My brain connections just couldn't do it at some point. They just couldn't do it. This is 0-0. And here I have to play queen e6. I consider the move queen e6. But yeah, queen e2 castling is fine. Queen a3, queen e6. And this is just better for them. But h3 perhaps is even better. Now I played some decent middle game. I'm happy about that. I should have played e takes d4 and just call it a day. Fair enough. Logical. C4, d5. Notice how this guy left his knight hanging 2 moves in a row. Like, this is, of course, a strong player, because who does that, right? Knight d4, knight takes. This is also a move that I considered, but I just couldn't do it for some reasons. Because in my mind, this knight was not really well defended. This diagonal was tender, but it just is, of course, craziness. And this is now completely winning. King c7, perhaps. But c takes b5. Bishop e3 was better. C takes b5, knight a7, bishop e3. And taking here actually manages to almost equalize us. And this is wrong. King h1 should have been played. Rook d6. Queen here is wrong. Check indeed is correct. So I actually managed to play better under the pressure, but here I should have played queen back to b6, which I thought about, but somehow I just couldn't do it. I don't know what I missed. I should have just played very slowly on the other side of the board and then finally get away, and I would have just have a winning position. But the thing is, yeah, queen c3 is just, of course, out of complete insanity. I thought that, I go here and then I'm threatening to take, because after they take, the rook hangs with check. But this is, of course, completely crazy, because it just leaves the defense of the knight and the whole thing goes away. This is a really bad move. Like, this is one of those moves that you are like, yeah, that's a blunder. Just hanging the piece. I was under pressure for a long time, so I'm not too upset about that, and I'm not upset in general, but it's a really bad blunder. But it happens. This is chess. Now, the question is, did I follow theory, and if so, up until which moment? Let's try to figure it out. Here we go, that's my course. I know you guys can't see it correctly, but give me a second. Okay, now you should see it correctly. Okay. So, e4, c5, c3, knight c6, knight f3. Whatever move order you choose doesn't matter too much. Bishop c4 main move. Go here. Bishop c2. d6, correct, it's important. If d5 was the move, I would consider it a fail, but d6, e takes, queen takes, castle, yeah. Bishop g4, and here rook e1 is considered, h3 is considered, but my opponent went with queen e2. So my opponent went outside of theory first, playing a move that I don't know. And notice how, we are on move 10 and black already completely equalized. So this is actually... and queen e2 is, if you think about it, is a natural move. So very nice, very nice. I don't know what the engine thinks this. G6, queen f6, minus 0.1 even. These are positions that, this is my plan, guys. And I'll take a second to explain it to you before the next game, which of course I'm going to play 2 games. Now, here's the thing. What I plan to do is I want to memorize the around 300 lines, which is my full repertoire, which would be this. Let me do step by step so you guys understand everything. As you can see, these are the 3 courses. White, Solon, Knight f3, black, Bach, Benjamin Bach Accelerated Dragon, and Solon, the Semi-Slav, right, for d4 and the others. Now, what I want to do is, I want to memorize all the lines, all the moves in these 3 courses. Now, you're probably thinking that's crazy or something, but I'm at a level where this is an okay thing to do, is a good effort to result risk-reward ratio. Is really good at my level, I think. And is not a lot. I mean, I own courses, again, the one I mentioned, the Fressinet course on the Sveshnikov, which is black against 1e4, is 1,000 lines, just that. I studied 800 lines, meaning I read through 800 lines. And if you think about it, a third, not even a third, like a fourth, perhaps, of that full course is my whole repertoire. So it's actually quite manageable, believe it or not, especially for somebody else like me that I've studied in Chessable a lot and I'm used to memorize lines and stuff. I don't want to just memorize the lines, of course I want to understand them. But here is the thing. The next step, apart from studying strategy with the Raven course, if you're following my videos, you know what I'm talking about. I also want to study the Silman Endgame book presented by International Master Alex Banzea. But after I do those things, I want to keep playing like this, and I want to go into the middle games and expand. Not necessarily expand the memorization workload. I don't think I'll perhaps even ever expand on that. However, I'll create extra chapters. On Chessable, you can create your own course. I'll create my own course based on Lichess study, where I go deeper into some lines above the repertoire, right? I won't memorize those lines, but I'll just have them there. I'll repeat them from time to time just because, my brain and everyone's brain absorbs. So I'll retain some of that information, even memorization-wise, but I won't force it. I'll just read them. And that's my plan. And, if I think that if I do that and I do that for enough time, I'll become a tremendously strong player, unbelievably strong player. So I can't wait for that. And there are so many steps to take extra. Okay, so we analyzed this game. Of course, many mistakes, many blunders, not even too many really. It's just one blunder here. When I played a takes b5, I should have gone with knight d4, okay? Very tactical blunders. This one is, of course, terrible. From winning position to mate in 2 it's sad. But also, remember, I took a lot of time in the beginning because these are new positions to me. And I failed the opening, if you are completely honest. Again, after knight a3, I should have played queen e6 to trade queens and stuff, but I instead decided to venture in that idea. So trading queen, we know in that line is now a good idea. Okay, let's keep going. A very nice game. And let's see if we can have another beautiful game. I don't know if I put it down, but we did one more game. Here we go. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 games That went according to theory. If I reach 10, 10% of the goal is done, because my goal is to make 100 games in theory, with the green tick. And after I've done 100 games with the green tick, my plan was actually to switch and do the same with another repertoire. Because I've noticed that starting multiple lines and multiple repertoires actually makes your chess so much better. But again, I previously said that my plan is to then expand on middle games according to that opening. I don't know what I'm going to do. Perhaps I'm going to do both at the same time, increasing the workload, but of course the results are also going to be exponential. So yeah, a lot of work in front of me, a long way to go. Very excited about that. And we keep going, we keep grinding. I can't wait to see myself in a year from now. How transformed I'll be. I mean, myself from a year ago, I'm a completely different player. Can't wait to see in 1 year from now. And then, of course, it will come a point where, and now I'm just going crazy, but it may come a point where I'll go back to improve my visualization, calculation, tactics, calculation. I haven't worked on my calculation since probably June or July of 2024, when I played the tournament in Parma, the Italian semifinals. With a couple of friends. We were in the hotel, and at night, what do guys do at night? Of course, chess players, very fun and enterprisingly social people, we spend the nights in the room with Ganguly's course on calculation on, and just solving countless problems for hours and hours to an end. That was great times, man. Really great. It was amazing. And I remember I was able to draw a 2200 in that tournament, thanks to a crazy calculation I performed, where I had a crazy, insane checkmate in the end that allowed me to recover a piece that I lost previously, and I managed to draw. And I really think that calculation was made possible by the fact that my brain was so warmed up in the previous days, not just for the tournament, but for the exercise we did. But yeah, pretty amazing stuff. I keep looking up because I have 3 tabs open. I have 2 screens, one screen down here where I play, where I look at you, hi, and one screen up here where I have 2 tabs opened. And in one tab there is my recording software where I can see what's going on. I can see myself. That's myself. Hi you. And on the other side of the screen I see the chart of financial markets, because I do trading in my spare time when I don't work and when I don't chess around. I do trading. Basically, the way trading works, and I'm telling you this just to do some chit chat while the game starts, is you take a risk every trade, meaning you risk some money, and you win proportionally to that amount of risk. So let's say you risk $10, and you have an entry and a stop loss, and there is a difference of 5 points, right? And if the price goes up 5 points, you make $10. If it goes up 10 points, you make the double of that. If it goes up 15, you make the triple of that, and so on. Now, the amount of risk I'm risking right now is $1, because like in chess, I'm just learning. I'm learning trading. I'm training trading, right? And so I just risk $1. So, I'm not gambling out there. Stay safe, guys. The markets are, of course, insanity. If in chess there is competition and it's a zero-sum game, in trading is just the smartest people in the world. I'm sorry to break it to you, but I'm afraid they don't play chess. They try to make shitload of money in the markets. That's just what they try to do. And so you're basically competing with a lot of crazy nerds that just want to make money. It's not exactly like that, because it's true that it's a zero-sum game, but it's more a theoretical thing. There are so many participants that if you are in a top percentage, you just make profit over time, and that's really what matters. But okay, e4, we have another Sicilian. Resilient rookie. Okay. So knight c3, knight c6. Bishop to b5. So he goes for those weird Grand Prix attacks and stuff. Okay, here I think the move is knight d4. And if knight f3, a6. Yeah, I'm gonna go for it. Hitting the bishop. Now, if they take, I take, and 2 pieces are hanging, they go back. Now, I know up until this point, which is not really too much encouraging, but hey, that's how much I know. I know up until this point. So since I have no idea what to do after this, I'm just gonna go with my g6, bishop to g7 stuff. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay, they take. I feel like they are in theory. I feel like they're playing very fast. I feel like they know what they're doing. Now, here I could play a bishop to g7, but why not playing e5 and just have a super strong center? Am I insane for this? e5, but then there is c3, but then I take it. They take with the c-pawn, and I don't know what's going on. Translated, the weird sounds I'm making. Also, you know, e5 kind of dominates this knight a little bit, creates that structure, you know, of Raven that Raven talks about. And if the knight goes here, he's also dominated. So I can try to play dominating the knight. Let's try to do that. It just looks fun. Looks like fun to try and do that. After c3, I realize I just can play bishop g7, take. And again, the knight is kind of dominated. Now he has the square, but it has the square. What are you gonna do? I'm just balling here. I have no idea. Oh, sorry, I have no idea what I'm doing. Let's now play bishop g7. Why not? Tell me why not? Tell me why not? You tell me why not? Knight to e7, because if they take, my bishop's still looking at this guy. Also, the e file is closed. You never know, they try to do some sacrifice with rook e1 to follow, but I don't think they work. And if they take, I'm still like fine. This pawn takes some space. I'm gonna hit them with d5 at the right moment. After the right moment can be translated with when I castle. After castling. f4 is a move that I noticed, of course, but I can just play d6, really. I'm just gonna play d6, controlling this square, so f5 is a little bit disincentivized, and also overprotecting this guy, and if they do the whole parade, I'm fine. I mean, if they take... I don't have the e5 break anymore, but there are worse things in life, I personally think. Check, knight c6. It's a chess position, you know. I'm very tired today. I'm gonna go to sleep early because tomorrow I wake up at 4 a.m. to work. Today I woke up at 4 a.m. to work. And yesterday I slept late because sometimes I lose myself in music or in chess, and I should be more disciplined really because I should be more disciplined because sleep is too important to neglect it. Sorry for my residuals of influence. I feel very well, but my canals are a little bit obstructed. My canals, I should say. A little bit tired. I wish I was a little bit older. I wish I was a baller. I wish I had a girl and I could call her. I wish I knew the lyrics of songs. I wish I knew them better. I wish I could sing and also rap them. I'm not a rapper. I wish I was a little bit taller. I wish I was a baller. I wish I had a girl and night I could call her. It's a crazy situation. Is it though? The games. Yeah, my opponent doesn't have the easiest position in the world because this bishop kind of finds it difficult to develop, and I was about to say they're probably trying to do something on these lines. But okay, here I have some plan of doing this, and after they take, it's just I can take like this. This is weak. I'm gonna do this. So first of all, let's castle. Let's just get it out of the way. Let's just get it out of the system. Let's just castle. Let's be happy. Let's play the standard stuff here to defend this guy. And if they play this, I get this, and it's fine. There is also knight c6, which is a very good move. But again, I want to have this avenue for my bishop, because now that this bishop's fixed, then all of a sudden this is a good blockader of this pawn, which is isolated. And so I want to get rid of it. Going here, in my opinion, doesn't help much, rather than creating a weakness in their camp, perhaps. After taking, well, if they take with the bishop, they're giving me a favor, but they're not going to take with the bishop, they're going to take with the queen, and there's not much I can do about it. I don't know. Also, if they play a3 and I play bishop d7, then I'm threatening a5, because on this there is this, and on push I take. Which, if I do it now, they can play a4 and the move order doesn't work, so let me just go here. Sorry if in this game I'm playing super fast instead, but at the same time I feel like these moves are logical. I don't see where I'm blundering, if I'm blundering, and I just like my position. You'll excuse me. Damn. Okay. A very smart move, so much so I'm sad they played it. Why did they play such a smart move? Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Oh, no. Why did you play such a smart move? Now, if I play a5, they can play this. Take, 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 not good, not so good, not so good. Okay, so do I go with this idea of trading their light square bishop? Yeah, let's go. And it's funny because if they take, which they don't have to, But if they take, I'm gonna take back with the pawn. And I'm gonna have like the worst pawn structure ever. But also, it's not clear what they're doing. It ain't clear. It ain't clear, dude. Okay. Okay. All right. I saw this move, but I feel like I underestimated it. Yeah. Okay, let's just try to then control some squares. Let's just try to control some squares, shall we? Shall we? Shall we? I'm so tired. Sorry, guys. Wake up. What happened? He moved. I take, they win this pawn. They have to take with the knight, though. So I'm gonna take the way I intended originally. And I'll call it a day. It don't work. Okay, they fixed my weakness, which is extremely logical move. But now I can do some things, like I can sacrifice a pawn to access this square. However, what if I prepare it with rook f to d8? Now I'm preparing d5. Now I'm leaving this guy a little bit undefended, but I don't see attackers immediately. Baobab, baobab. Baobab, baobab, baobab. Huh? I'm in complete deliration, very tired. I'm gonna take my phone close to me. You're probably hearing crazy sounds. I really need to sleep. I'm really tired. Okay, I saw this move, threatening to open up the f-file and attacking the f7 pawn. However, after I play f5, after take, I'm closing the light square diagonal. Oh, I just realized that they are also threatening this move, but I also realized that now I'm looking at it, so let's go. Let's ball. Let's ball, guys, let's ball. Everybody balling. We balling, man. Crazy positions, by the way. Crazy positions. I'm not so sure they did the right choice, actually. I'm really not sure. I mean, I think they shouldn't touch those pawns, but it's easier said than done. What else do you do? What else? What else? Yeah. I could take with the queen. But I'm probably just gonna play these at some point. Not even sure. I don't know. Maybe this. Did I say this move already? I think I did. Not good. La 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 la. La la la. La 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 la. Okay. A logical move, huh? But wait a minute. Can't I just take here now? I think I can. There are some ridiculous lines, but there are some ridiculous lines like I take, they take, I take, they take, I attack them, they take. But okay, then I attack. I attack their knight, and their knight's trapped, which is crazy. Okay, so let's take. Perhaps they were banking on knight takes, that's pinned, and they're eating f7, and they're eating the knight, but I take with the queen defending everything, so that's not exactly like something scary in my opinion. Okay, but now I can play this move, which is a very comfortable way to like close the queen. And then I'm gonna keep going with this, and then this, or something. Okay. I feel like I have the better position, but I am so tired that I'm sorry, I'm gonna throw it somehow. But I really feel like I have the better position. Like really. 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 If I go here, they go there. They're threatening nothing at the time being, which is always nice. I would really like to get rid of this guy, but... So let's go here. To try to go here, so everything is very nicely defended. Even this square. And I'm sure I'm blundering everything, but I see nothing. After eating those biscuits, it really hits me. Ugh. Falling asleep at the board. Okay. Whoa, what's this? I missed this move completely. What? They can attack my queen. Oh no, I missed that completely. Whoa. I guess my best shot now is to go here to try to... Oh, I'm actually screwed. Wow, I'm actually screwed. Holy shoot. They're gonna win this pawn. Wow. I'm gonna sacrifice an exchange, I think. Because if I go here like I want, they're gonna... Oh, they can't check me there. Oh, they can't check me. Oh, never mind. Never mind. However, sacrificing the exchange is still a great idea, isn't it? But they may just dwindle over, and it's not. So let me just go back. Trying to trade queens. If I can get to trade the queens, I'm fine. Keeping an eye on this guy, that's why I went to a7. Also a6 gets it again. Not that it matters much, but... I thought there was this and it was over, but apparently I'm surviving. Now I can go here. That was my idea originally, anyways. And I hit everything I want to hit. I hit everything I want to hit. Oh, but now there is this check, and I'm screwed. So let me first defend this square with the queen as well, and also this square, obviously. Of course. Of course. Of course. Oh, but knight here also defended this, so check, I just will win a tempo. See, I miss things. Also, now this is a little bit tender, so... I go here and then I push perhaps, but they take... Yeah, but if I can protect the dark squares and f7 with my queen, I should be okay. Here and here, but take, they win this pawn back. But then this is actually weak. My king is weaker than theirs. I have perhaps slightly better pieces, even though it's arguable. Really arguable. I mean, it's a 2286. I'm literally falling asleep, guys. So it shouldn't be too hard for him to, like, win. I can barely keep my eyes open. I just got this hit of sleep, you know, wanting to sleep, because I ate the biscuits, and it just gave me this hit of just tiredness, you know. I got hit like a truck by tiredness all of a sudden. I wasn't tired before. I was full of energy, but I ate those biscuits and now I just wanna sleep, but like tremendously. And so, like, the chances of me surviving this is basically zero, because when you are this tired, it's just you can't play. Okay, they're trying to triple up and whatnot. Let's go there. Let's do it. 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 Yeah, unfortunately, also this movie is just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. Yeah. Tough. Very tough. I can try to go here. That's a very nasty trick, but also their knight's looking, so there's no way. Also, this is threatened, but not really, because this hangs in the end, but the knight's also hit. I perhaps want to go here. A reason being, there are some lines where in the end I just trade pieces and I'm not too sad about it. I perhaps also want to go here, but then they take this. That's of course a crazy move, but because on the other end, what you are supposed to do? There are tactics for me, knight f6 critical, bishop takes f4 critical. Too many criticals. Too many criticals, of course. So I go here, they go here, I take, they take. And I can't take here because they just take back. So I go here, they check, I take, they take with a queen. Threatening checkmate. Yeah, that's bad. And I can't even take here. Why? Because they will take here, and after I take back, this is lost. I can't take here though. Threatening discoveries. And go here perhaps. Check, take, take. Perhaps there's better, but sorry, I can't find it. I'm falling asleep. There are a couple of interesting moves, but I feel like the most interesting is this. Check here, here. Yeah, I mean, I go here, they just check me. So if I'm really annoyed by that, why don't I just go here? But I go here, check, takes. It's over, yeah, I don't accomplish much. The queen's completely offsided. Okay, let's try to go here. Not a move that I personally like enjoy too much, but let's try to make some of this position. There are some mates for white perhaps as well. There must be so many blunders here. Okay, goes back. Oh, he defends. Yes, but this is not something I necessarily dislike. Sorry, this has to be wrong. Sorry, this has to be wrong. Holy. No, this has to be wrong. He wants to check me though. Yeah, talking about those mates, right? So what about just defending this square? In both cases, the knight jumps back in. But let's do it anyways. Okay, I can also protect it from here though. Protecting it from here though. But then this is tender. And then they go here. Okay. Yeah, but that's tough no matter what. Really tough no matter what. Oh, there was this old idea of going here. Oh yes. Oh yes. Okay, let's just do that. Because the knight defends this as well. This is kept defended. This is attacked. This is pressured. This is pressured. Okay, they go back defending, of course. Now I can try to go here, perhaps. And on this... Annoying as usual. Here the queen moves, take back. And then I can finally reposition this ludicrous queen, because this knight was so terrible, but now the knight's gonna be here. So at least we got the knight out of the way for a second. It was nasty. So what about this now? If they play anything, this is with check. So let's go. This could be a blunder. This could be a terrible blunder. Rook takes, bishop takes though. Yes, it seems not too bad. It's probably that bad. Queen takes b5, but rook takes, knight takes, queen takes pawn. Okay, logical in a way. But I take, if they go here, I take. Okay, they go there. They're threatening this. Now this is a fork. I go here, they go here. I go here, they go here with check. I take. And is this a losing position? I'm afraid it is. I go here, they go here. I go here. They go here. I go here. They check me. I go here. I'm going for it, guys. I'm sorry. It's probably just a blunder, but I am going for it. Oh, snappity snap. Never mind. Never mind. There's nothing never in these positions, of course. So silly to think for a moment that I could have had something. Ain't it silly? Ain't it silly? For a moment, as a matter of fact, I believed. My screen for a second. Do you guys can see? You guys can see. The screen disappeared. That's so. Can you guys see? Well, this is a miracle. This is a miracle. Oh, this is a miracle. This is a miracle. This is just a miracle. Unbelievable. Unbelievable miracle. Unbelievable miracle, guys. The opponent blundered the queen. I can't believe it. My idea was if they take my queen, I take. They take my bishop, but I take the rook first because the rook was on pre. And then I had some knight f2 counterplay, which hopefully equalizes, even though my pawns on the queen side are tender. It's probably not working, but I have to try something. But they just hung their queen. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Now I feel like a little bit more awake. But I mean, the fact that... Unbelievable. +5, -7. See, these are strong 2200 and 2300s are. Welcome to chess. He was completely winning, of course. But you keep playing, you keep asking questions, you keep making it difficult, and wow. So as you can see, I made a terrible blunder, my opponent in the previous game, then my opponent made a terrible blunder in this game, and these are chess players. But let me... Can you guys see things correctly? I think you can. The screen got weird for a second, though. Okay, so Opening is fine, but I have to check what I did. And then bishop b5 is wrong. Better was rook a to e8. Okay, bishop b5, queen b3. Oh yes, I almost couldn't remember where I came from. Rook f2, d5, f5, d5. This is somehow equal. Here I should have played queen c6. Extremely logical. Why did I... Oh yeah, so... Okay, so my mistake was give the d5 square away, of course. And from here it's just downhill. And I didn't like collapse perhaps, but... Yeah, here I should have played this. I thought probably the knight was hanging, but it's not. Here I sacrifice an exchange. And here rook c3 should have been played. Okay. So my idea was this, and this guy is hanging, this. Then I saw this. If they go here, they fork me, but let's say I go here, but still it's a fork. And then I saw this, and then I saw this, but I don't think it works. This has to be winning for them. Yeah. But after queen takes, yeah, it's not super clear. But yeah, he's winning. But okay, I thought I had some counterplay perhaps on those pawn. But after queen e6 trying to go into the endgame out of desperation, they played rook d1. And then they just blundered their queen and they resigned the game. That's pretty terrible. So let's go on Chessable. And let's see... let's see what the suggestion is. This is some very sideline thing, but still. I'm trying to flip the board, it's not working. Okay, no, it's working. So c5, knight c3, knight c6 the move. Bishop b5, knight d4. Knight f3, a6. Bishop to d3 indeed, now g6, correct. Did I castle? They took. But I want to see the lines, because there may be some clickable, not trainable, but clickable. As you can see, Fressine, here it is. I have this course. In my opinion, it's the most advanced course that I've ever done. I didn't even learn this? What? How is that possible? Perhaps it's an alternative. Maybe it's an alternative. So, yeah. Continue the development. And this. Yeah, no, see in chapter. I want to see this in chapter. Oh, the quick starter. Oh, come on, the quick starter. Okay, of course I haven't started the quick starter. So, unbelievably enough, this is now done. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I have some record of sorry. Okay, I have some record. I know that I'm at 10, you know, otherwise I get confused. So 10 games in the repertoire out of 100. So as you can see, I made it to 2300 and more. I got tremendous experience. I got tremendous games. I'm actually much more happy about my first game of today, because in the second I just fell asleep basically after eating and spiking my sugars. Sorry about that. I slept little tonight. I went to work very early because that's where I have the shift. And I spiked my sugars, and so I just got this crazy hit of tiredness mid-game. I couldn't keep my eyes open. I almost fell asleep. But somehow I won the second game and lost the first game, which is weird, but chess sometimes goes like this. I'm very happy overall. Tonight I'm gonna try my best to get some good sleep so that tomorrow I have both games that are decent, and I'm not gonna spike my sugars. Having said that, guys, hopefully you enjoyed the video despite the second game sleep problem. Thank you so much for watching, and enjoy your chess.